Hi again, welcome to another video, and today we are on a fence job. It's our day job gardening and we have this fence to do, so I'll show you what we've got to do and how we're going to go about it. Well, this one is a pretty simple one. There was an old fence along here which had concrete posts in, but they've already been removed. We haven't had to do that, so we have a straight run basically from there to there. So Laura's trying to dig in there at the moment. We might have some concrete over from this concrete post, which may cause a bit of difficulty because we'd like to get a post in level with that one. And then we can just run them along to there. So what we're going to do first is dig this end hole here, about 2 foot deep. And that one at the end there, about 2 foot deep. And after we've dug the two end ones, we'll get the string line in and we'll dig the holes in the middle. We'll just work out the gaps between so they're even, and then we'll get the posts in. This is going to be a 4 foot picket fence with round tops. So it's quite a simple one and it's a nice straight line. So yeah, it's about as good as you can get when you come to fencing. The ground all clear, ready to put the fence up, and a picket, which is quite a nice easy one to do. So I'll be back with you when we've dug the two end holes and we'll work it out where all the other holes have got to go, and then yeah, we can go from there. So we're making progress. We've dug the hole this end, which was easy to dig. The other one, the other end where the concrete post was in, wasn't so easy to dig, but it is dug now. We have the string line up and we've worked out that each gap needs to be 2.3 meters. So we've got marked with a fork and sticks. I keep meaning to get some little bits of metal and paint them a luminous sort of orange or something so we can see them, but I always forget, so we have to end up using what we've got. But yeah, they're all the gaps we've done. But with fencing, if you haven't done it before, you've got to like think ahead all the time, otherwise you can get in a bit of a muddle. So what we're doing now is digging this hole first here because of that tree there. So if we dig that, it's more than likely the other holes will be okay. This looks like it'll be the most difficult one, but then again it might be okay, we don't know yet. So bear that in mind when you're quoting for fencing jobs as well, because you can be 2 or 3 hours trying to dig one hole. We've been there and it's not fun. And try to get electricity because we had concrete to break up here and we haven't got no electric here today, so we had to break that with that bar there, one with the pointed end on. And these are the tools we've got to dig the holes with. We've got that there, like a big chisel on the end, a big heavy bar, post hole digger, got 2 of them. Laura's holding the other one. That is just a long handled spade. We've got a shovel there just for clearing up, and yeah, that's all you sort of need for digging a hole. Go and show them how you mark the hole. Oh, and I forgot to say, we've put the string line, as Laura's starting that hole, we'll come back to her in a second. We've put the string line central with the hole, or central as we can, at both ends. So our holes will be dug through the centre of the line. There's one there, a little bit of stickers in there, and then we've got the fourth there. And the string line has been moved at the moment because obviously you need it out of the way when you're digging. So you want that quite taut and tight as well.
But don't trip over it like some people do.
Oh, I'm good at that.
Bright orange and you never see it.
I've never actually fell over totally yet, but
Got
very nearly.
Once.
Yeah, I was wearing shorts, it'll give me a rope burn. Stung for a little while, but this is how we do it. Just sort of start the hole off with that. So now Laura's got the big heavy bar in there with the chisel end on, and she's just loosening the sides like that, and then she'll go back in with that again, and she's filling that bag at the moment. Why we're doing that is because we'll put that bag in the hole when it's dug, because we're leaving these holes for the weekend. It's a health and safety thing, which, you know, we don't want anybody falling down the open holes, or in case a rodent or something goes down there. I wouldn't want to see a mouse get down the bottom of the hole and not be able to get out, for example, or a frog or a toad or whatever. So yeah, that's why we do it. So now it's Monday. Friday we got rained off in the end, but we were practically done what we were going to do then anyway. We had to dig the last couple of holes in the rain. We got them all done. I've just put the posts in roughly and just measured to check that the rails are going to clear through every post, so we don't have an area where the rail isn't long enough, but we measured it all good, so that's good. So what we're going to do now is get the string line in place, get the hose set up, and we're going to get these posts set in with postcrete, and then I'll probably put the rails on today, then I'll leave it a day or so and then come back and just put the pickets on. I could rush it and get it all done today, but I'm not bothered coming back. It's not too far from my home, so I'll just come back just solely to do the pickets. I've got the trailer today. My van is, both vans are off the road at the moment, so I've had to bring the trailer just to bring the longer bits over. For this type of fence, because it's going to be a picket fence and the wind can go through it, we have gone 2 foot, but you'd be okay doing 20 inches down, that would be fine. But as we could dig it quite easy, we just went down the 2 foot. So now we've got to work out the height, but what I will do is just make sure that it's where one of them is where I want it to be. If the others are all higher, I'll just cut the tops off afterwards. I could mess around for a while trying to get it all level along the top, but it might have to slope down, the post might have to a little bit. So I'll just deal with that at the end. I'll get the rails right and then just cut the posts accordingly at the end. So what I'm going to do now is get the string line in and then position the posts, and then we'll postcrete them in, and then we'll have the solid base to work from. Probably sit in the vehicle for 15-20 minutes just for them to set a little bit. Then after the break we'll come out and we'll put the rails on. We're moving on quite well now. We have the 6 posts in, so that's all done. So what we want to do now is to get the rail, the top rail, on where we want it. I would have shown you these going in, but I didn't want to get the camera out with all the dust from the postcrete and all that, you know, in the air and that. Didn't want to get on the camera. So all it is you just dig the hole, set your post right and hold it level, put some water in and put some postcrete in, and then when I start to see sort of the postcrete above the water so it looks dry, then I put a bit more water in and then finish the hole off with some more postcrete. Some only took 1, some took 1.5. We're going to get the rail in, but what I've got to do is get the rail in from the lowest point first to the highest point. So we'll do that top rail, and I will have to cut the tops of the posts, well, most of them. It's easier to do that than try and get it right straight off. So yeah, that's how we do it up to this stage. So I'll show you when we have the top rail on. I did forget to explain, when we started, we got that post in there, one end post, and the other end post in there. I braced this one, so we got it all right. So the face of the post was right with the string line and it was level. So we got that in. The other end, we just held that. It would have been nice if we could have braced that as well, but there was nothing to brace it on. So we just held it and got that one in. And then we knew we had the face of the post right and the end ones level. And then we just did the ones in the middle. So that's how we did that. Now we have a string line up there, and that is for the top rail. You can see the posts stick up, some higher than others, but we can cut them afterwards, and then we'll do the same with the bottom, which will be easier, and then the rails will all be up then. So I've moved on quite a way now. I have both rails in, so we've got backfill, we've got to put the pickets on. At the moment Laura's just measuring what I've got to cut off at the top, so they're all right. So yeah, I'll cut them next time, or right at the end, we'll see. Just want that postcrete to really go off hard. We have been working off of it, and it's okay. Once you leave about 15-20 minutes, you can work off of it, but it's not got really hard yet. So you don't want to, I don't think, bashing nails in with a hammer. Nail gun, not so bad, but you know, with a hammer, it could potentially put them out. But it's nice and solid now. You can see there, it's a nice straight line along there. But we've got the hard part done now, so it's just coming back with the pickets, putting them along, and cutting them tops of the posts off, bit of backfilling, and yeah, we'll be done this one. So I'll be back with you when we're next here, and we're putting the pickets on. We're back at this fence job again. We have just cut the tops of the posts there. You can See, they're all the same distance from the rails. So they're all cut. The nail gun is all ready over here. It's got nails in and it's got gas in, so, and a good battery, so we're ready to go with that. Laura's just backfilling at the moment. So they're all filled in now. One to go there, just a little bit there. Just like that, and just tread it in just like that. And now we're ready to just put the pickets on. One that end, one that end, maybe one in the middle, depending on how tight we can get the string line. And then we'll just run along and nail them on. And then it's almost job done then, just apart from trimming them ends. And then this one can be ticked off the list. A lot better day today. Just show you the views over the field. It's quite warm as well. Started off frosty, not very nice, but now it's quite nice. And it's dried out a little bit as well. And the landies there. Good thing about having a four-wheel drive, you can get round to the harder to reach places. I had to come up there and round there. So yeah, we'll just crack on. I'll show you when we've moved on a little way with this. We're making good progress. We're about halfway along. They're going along quite nicely along the ground. We did have to dig out quite a bit that end, but as the ground is all so up and down, it's quite difficult, but we got it about right, I think. The height in that, I wanted them fairly close to the ground without actually touching the ground. So what I'll do when we're near to finishing, I'll just show you me putting some nails in with a nail gun, bit of nail gun action. So now the fence is all done, as you can see, it's smart. We had to fill it in a bit down there because the ground was a lot lower there. But actually in the garden side it wasn't so bad, but as it come out, it did come down there. But we had plenty up there to use, so that's how we did it. Nice and straight along the top. We run the string line from one end to the other, measured just from the picket up, put one on one end, same the other, and run the string line along, and just put one in the middle just in case it did sag, but it didn't. We just pulled the string line really tight. I think that's come out quite nice. So I'm going to leave the video there. Hope you enjoyed this video of us doing this fence. Thanks for watching, and I'll be along with another video again soon. So bye for now.